Oh, I came to win, yeah, for sure. I came in like this parachute dress that was like themed like my Big Bird, my iconic Big Bird gown, but with like a, like a tire track over it. Like I got killed, like roadkill.
Yes.
I'm returning to the races and I got hit by one of the race cars twice.
Yeah.
So that was comfortable because it was like a parachute thing, so I wasn't tucked. I didn't know what they were gonna do to us. The first episode, it takes forever for them to like film all of our entrances, and you get ready at like 6 in the morning, and you might not enter the room until like 11 at night or whatever.
Yeah.
So you don't know if they're gonna set you on fire or make you jump in a pool or anything. So I was like, let me just be comfortable. So I put on like this busted mug in case like, I sweat off my face in the meantime.
Now 3 words: Stacey, Lane, Matthews. How was that challenge working with Stacey Lane and all the girls?
It was lovely seeing her. I was so happy when I saw her because it was nice to see a sister but not have to worry about like competing against her. Because like going back to All Stars is like weird because it's not like the first season where you don't know any of these bitches. Oh, she's some queen from Nebraska, or she's some queen from so and so. No, these are like your sisters that you work with, you've toured with, you've done commercials with. Like it's harder to like compete against someone when you know them and they're your friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when they switched up the rules and had y'all voting people home. That is tough.
Oh, well, yeah, we kind of knew that we were going to be voting each other off. I like that vibe, you know what I mean?
Do?
Yeah, because like the judges don't see a lot of what goes on. Like they don't see what goes on in the workroom. They only see what they, like the little video clip of them, trying to, like, Queen's trying to act or, whatever they walks on the runway. So it's nice to like be like, okay, Gia Gunn is getting on my nerves, so I'm gonna send her home.
Now, since it's not everybody's first time, did everybody seem to have a different approach? I mean, obviously we knew Gia Gunn was like, gotta make that TV.
She did, and I appreciate that because like, you get on the show and you like have all this like, okay, I gotta look good for the fans. I still wanna have followers, like blah, blah, blah. And it sometimes prohibits you from getting into that fight that's going to make you a meme.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
So like, go ahead, Gia, I appreciate that. And she had just come off like the Switch, the South American drag competition. And that, if you watched it, was nothing but drama. It was just queens bitching at each other in Spanish.
Yes.
So when she came on the show, she was like ready for some reality TV drama.
She was in the boot camp and she just kept on going to war, honey.
I appreciate that because the rest of us were being very, very shy and timid. That first reading challenge that we did was like, it was hard to watch because we didn't want to like go in on each other. We didn't want to make each other mad the first day. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, because not only do you have to worry about making each other mad, but as it's All Stars, everyone has very devoted and sometimes insane fan bases.
Yes. Oh my God. The reading challenge, I'm so happy that they didn't air this one read I did for Valentina. Because Valentina, with her Mexican American heritage, she was being compared to Selena. So I made a Selena joke. So I'm happy that they cut it out because I do not want to have Valentina fans and Selena fans mad at me.
Very, very wise decision,
Yes,
Manila.
thank you, producers and editors of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 4. I love you, and the thing about it is like Valentina was cracking the fuck up. So it was, it's all in good fun.
She's got the sense of humor about it, obviously.
Yes, we have the sense of humor, but sometimes our audience doesn't always, they're not on the same page with us.
Yeah. Well, you won Snatch Game of Love.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah.
Because the first season I did it was the hardest challenge to like stay in character for like an hour. You know what I mean? Like that is a challenge right there. And then to do it all over again, you're like, oh my God, it's hard.
And you had prosthetics too.
Yes, I did. Well, my first idea was going to be Amelia Earhart because I thought that we were going to do the regular Snatch game, and then I was just going to disappear under the desk for a couple questions. You know,
Yes.
make it a little easier on myself. I don't have to answer a couple questions. It's funny, whatever.
Yeah,
But we just were on stools, so I was like, oh, fuck, there goes that idea. So I decided to do Barbra Streisand. I'm a huge Barbra Streisand fan, and I was surprised that no one's done Barbra.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Snatch Game is like the place where you do like your iconic gay, you know, celebrities, you know what I mean? Your Madonnas, your Chers, your Barbra Streisands, your Liza Minnelli, you know? So I was happy to do it. I felt kind of weird because I was like, I'm Asian, half white, doing a Jewish woman, but you know, whatever. It's all in good fun.
Right. I mean, you were paying tribute.
Paying tribute. I love her
Right.
so much that like, you know, I love like any impersonators or any like that makes it more fun for me. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
she's crazy. She's a caricature.
She is. The nails, the sweaters, the beautiful highlights.
The microphone to match the outfit.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
One can never forget when she went on Oprah, and Oprah said, "Where did you get that white microphone?" And she said, "We had it painted, fade to black."
It was one of Oprah's
Yeah, it was.
microphones that Barbra Streisand just took and spray painted. They were like, oh, okay.
Now, it seemed like there was some, you had to deal with some emotions because when Latrice was going to be sent home and you had to deal with voting for her, having her go, that really took a toll on you.
Oh my God, I was crying like a fucking baby. And that wasn't even the shit they showed on camera. Like
Wow.
when she got eliminated, I was just like bawling. And there's just something about when you go on to a show like that, like you just have all this like energy and emotion and fear and happiness and excitement and nervousness, and it sometimes will just fall out. And I was just hoping to God it wasn't going to be on camera. But it was a little bit of it was. And I mean, it was sad because I felt like I let her down because we got sent home on season 1 because I didn't do a good enough lip sync against Jujubee, and so we both got sent home. And so I thought like I had kind of failed her. And then like things were coming in, like my personal life were coming down on me, and I was just like having a really hard time.
Oh boy.
Because like at that point, like Latrice was my girl, and like in that competition, it's like nice to have someone that you know you can trust. And when she was gone, I was like, I don't trust none of these bitches over here.
Right. And that was probably wise.
Yeah.
Was it hard to watch back? You're like, oh God, here comes the part where I'm gonna cry for 2 episodes.
No.
No.
I don't. I don't really like rewatch them all over the like.
You're not at home with your husband.
Let's watch it again.
Let's watch it. Let's go back to season 3.
No, actually, no. I try not to because my experience, like, I don't know. It's just weird.
I get it. All you girls talk about having PTSD from it and not wanting to watch it at all.
It's tough. Yeah, it's crazy. It brings back memories. Yeah.
Now, the gag of the century, the moment you were robbed, when you were sent home by Naomi Smalls, who just before that had told you how much she looked up to you. What was going through your head on that day and then in the moment of elimination?
I kind of figured that she was going to send me home. I knew for sure Monet was going to send me home. You know, until I saw the lip sync when she was just standing there, and I was like, okay, well, she's not going to send me home. not just Charlie hiding it there, just standing there. But I was like, okay, well, maybe Naomi, because we had been working together in a few of the challenges, and I was really like, you know, I was rooting for her because I really like her. So like, it was a little bit like, oh, okay. But I get it. Like, you know, you gotta take out the big competition if you have a chance. I knew that if I was in the bottom, that I would probably get sent home because at that point I had just been slaying the fucking competition like week after week after week, and these other girls were just kind of like doing the opposite.
That is the truth.
So I mean, I had tried in the beginning of the first few episodes to kind of like, you know, fly under the radar, but like after episode 2 when I did the girl group challenge and I was like kind of in the low end of the ranking, I was like, okay, let's not do that anymore. So let's just start winning now.
Yeah.
But if I was going to be in the bottom, it should have been earlier on in the season when I was pretending not to be a threat. Yeah, as opposed to like later on in the season when I was like definitely a threat. So I totally knew that the second I was in the bottom, I would probably be going home. But I don't think I should have been in the bottom. That's the team.
Right, exactly.
Because you saw my husband, he looked fierce.
Yes.
Yeah, like you saw some of the other makeovers. Okay.
Well said. So after you were eliminated and they tried to tell you to go back to the hotel, did you stay outside and wait for Naomi Smalls in the shadows to get your revenge?
No, I knew the fans were going to do it for me.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, the funny thing is that like everyone was like so scared of like, I was scared of like sending Valentina home because you know her fans are like crazy. We watched that on her season 9, her fans, you know, being very vocal on social media. But I don't think people were expecting my fans to be as like Valentina fans as they were. I feel bad for you know the negative effects that come with sending a queen home. And that's the scariest part about All Stars is that RuPaul's like, yeah, I don't want to have that. Like they have their millions of followers. Like I don't need that. Let the girls do the dirty work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's like the mob boss, like, yeah, babyface, take care of it. You know what I mean?
Now, what did you think of the final double crowning?
I thought that was great, especially because, like, you know, like my elimination on episode 8 was such like a gag. You know, like they needed another big gag, you know, and just crowning Trinity by herself wasn't going to be a gag enough. I don't think so. I like the fact that they did a double crowning. And also, like, you know, it makes you feel good. Like they need 2 queens to like, you know, hold the crown. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It could have been me and Latrice, but you know.
Well, Manila, it's time to play a little game. We're going to play a game called Manila Looks On. In this game, we're going to show you some of the iconic looks you wore in All Stars 4, and you'll tell us your inspiration for them.
Okay. I love this.
These looks, sweetie, I mean, everything was so good. All right, look number 1, your entrance look. Stunning, your Big Bird run over on the race, right?
Yep, those are actually the original tights I wore on season 3. So I was happy to like make a little callback to that. That Big Bird lip sync that I did to MacArthur Park was like a really big defining moment for me back in season 3. And so I thought that it would be really nice to kind of like do a throwback to that look coming back into the competition because like many years had gone by and I'm sure like there's a lot of people that kind of were like, they don't really watch the season, but they probably know about that lip sync. So like, oh yeah, that's the one. That's the queen, you know? So it was for branding purposes.
Sweetie, you knew how to brand every single time. Did you design all these looks or what was the creative process?
Most of my looks I design and then I like collaborate with a bunch of different designers and costume makers, and you know we make it work with what budget I have.
You got to do it post haste, or else you'll be like Latrice in the parking lot in front of All Stars, being like, "What do you mean you don't have my gowns?"
Oh my God! Yes, but that happened to me. Luckily, there was a few outfits that I had backups for because I was not getting ready for All Stars was so stressful because. You know, all of us queens, we kind of share the same designers. So it's like, who can call first and who can whatever. And then the designers are like, oh yeah, actually I think the other girl's gonna win more, so I'm gonna do hers first. Ooh. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of like do that. There's that competition there, you know, just to get your outfits ready.
Right, the All Stars preparation competition. Yes. All right, let's look at this eloquent outfit.
Oh.
Stunning, that's your favorite.
Oh my God.
It's really gorgeous. That
was a gift, that dress, the gown. It was from my friend who makes me costumes, Christian Saturuski. And he does drag for the Best in Show pageant for HIV and AIDS fund or benefit. And he had been wearing that for years. And all I had to do was like reinforce the zipper and you know add a couple more rhinestones, but the thing was just flawless. Like it was so gorgeous. But like he gave it to me because like he had worn it to death. Like it was like everyone was like, girl, you still wearing that gown? So he's like, here, Manila, you can have it. And I was like, yeah, because I'm going to wear the fuck out of this. He's like, well, she's got about like 3 or 4 more wears in her before she falls apart completely. But that dress is gorgeous.
Let's look at the Lollapalooza extravaganza look. Manila. So good. This is spaghetti meatballs.
So good.
Yeah, that was a dress that I had been wanting to design, and I designed it for my costume lookbook, Fine Apple Couture, available at ManilaLuzon.com/store, and then. I got the call for All Stars, and I was like, okay, well, let me not photograph it because I'm going to take this to the show. I don't know what it's for, but I'm going to take it just in case they're like, put on some cute outfit. And I was so lucky that I got the immunity on that episode so I could wear whatever the fuck I wanted because I didn't have to lip sync or anything in it.
Yes.
Can you imagine if I wore that out and I had, like, I drew peanut butter and I had to, like, Duke twerk in that costume against Jasmine Masters? Bitch, I would have been sent home.
Hello, children. Click here. Click here. And subscribe. You're welcome.